This is a HeadGum podcast.
Hello and welcome to The Complete Guide to Everything, a podcast about everything. I am one of your hosts, Tom.
And I'm Tim.
Tim, how are you doing this week?
Tom, I'm full of pep because it's cold outside. So I walk briskly when the weather's brisk. And it gives me an overall peppy demeanor.
I asked you before we started if you had something to talk about, and this is what you had?
What do you mean?
Just that it's cold outside, so you walk with a pep in your step?
Yeah, but then that kind of carries over to the rest of my life. It's kind of like fake it till you make it, Tom. If you walk around all peppy, you start to feel all peppy.
Now, you're peppy just because you're trying to stay warm?
Well, it's cold outside.
Uh-huh.
So
I get that part.
When
it's actually been a little warmer the past few days.
When I'm moving from place to place outside,
yeah,
I try to keep things moving.
Your legs being the things.
My whole body. I walk with more than just my legs, Tom.
Okay.
I swing my arms.
Horse girls that walks around on all fours.
Horse girl.
These girls that walk like horses. You've seen this online, haven't you?
Is this something perverted?
No, it's not
Tom?
something perverted, but it's just like there's a thing. It's like an online thing where girls, like young girls, like walk on all fours like horses, like
Tom,
gallop.
I don't want.
You know what horse girls are? Like girls that are really into horses. Some girls that are really into horses can't have a horse because a horse is very expensive. So they run around like horses.
And
they
you
trot.
watch videos of it on the internet?
I don't watch videos of it. They come up on Twitter and stuff. Like just little short things. These aren't, feature-length documentaries. Just little clips of people running around like horses.
On Twitter?
Yeah, on Twitter. Twitter.com.
What Twitter accounts are you following that are posting?
People are reposting.
Young girls walking around like horses.
Look, it's an interesting thing. It's a slice of life. Sometimes people retweet that. They go, "This is an interesting thing. Here's a slice of life." I haven't seen before.
Girl.
A horse girl.
No, I don't.
No, I mean horse
like
girls
horse
are
girl.
different. Horse girls are just girls that are really into horses. You know these young girls that are really. I mean, you don't know any of them personally, probably, but you remember from when we were kids. There would be girls that were just like really not like, oh, I like horses. It's like, no, everything is horses.
Yeah,
all
more
I
than
care
just
about is horses.
their folders at school.
Right. Everybody has a horse folder or two, but this is like, somebody who, an 8-year-old girl who finds a way to steer the conversation back to horses no matter the subject.
Yeah, I mean, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't walk around like horse girls, though.
I didn't say you did.
You
Tim.
asked if I walked around like horse girls. That's how you started on the whole horse girl
Oh,
thing.
because you said, I forget why.
I have no knowledge of horse girls, and I hope to
you
never
said you
speak
walk
of
with
them
your
again.
whole body. That's what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a horse girl.
Now, that's
to
not
be clear, not every horse girl walks like a horse. And no, I guess every girl that walks like a horse is a horse girl, I would assume.
I'm a crabby boy. I crab walk everywhere.
Oh, that would be... I remember when I was a kid, I could crab walk for days. I don't think I could do it 5 feet now.
There was your arms are like twigs, Tom.
Yeah.
And they
to
can't
say
support
nothing of my thighs.
Yeah, and they can't support your head.
Right.
Your head would you just flip over backwards the whole time. There was a kid in my neighborhood.
Uh-huh.
And he lived a couple blocks over.
Yeah.
He was kind of from a dirtbag family.
Mm-hmm.
You remember these dirtbag families?
Yeah, I remember dirtbag families.
He was kind of a bad kid. His older brother was more of a bad kid, but he was kind of a bad kid too.
Yeah, usually the way.
And then one summer, because we'd all hang out and play.
In the neighborhood. You couldn't be like, hey, bad kid, you can't hang out with us.
Yeah, so we'd play.
Plus, sometimes the bad kids had like firecrackers or something.
Yeah, but you always kept your distance from the bad kids. They'd always be like, hey, do you want to come over and watch some videos that we shouldn't be watching?
Right. Want to come over and watch Married with Children?
Yeah, something like that. Or something like Poltergeist. I feel like bad kids were always watching Poltergeist.
Yeah, or Friday the 13th.
Yeah.
Or Nightmare on Elm Street.
Or horse girl videos.
They didn't have those back then.
So this kid he'd come and he'd play, and it'd be like, "Yeah, keep your distance from him. He's kind of a dirtbag." And then when we were done, this one summer, he decided he did some research, and he's just like, "I'm not walking or running anywhere. Skipping. I'm gonna skip everywhere." And he was like, "All right, guys, see you later." And he's probably like, "All right, S words, see you later," right?
S words. He can say shit, and he can say, "All right, shit, see you later."
S word heads, see you later, and then he'd just skip off like jauntily.
Well, that's not very intimidating.
Yeah, and the next time we're like,
I thought you were going to say he was trying to reform himself and not be perceived
no,
as a bad
and he's
kid
just
anymore.
like, "Hey, skipping, it's faster than walking, and not as tiring as running." And there's some wisdom there.
I don't know if there's any wisdom there. I think it's still proportional to like, yeah, I mean, he's got a point. It is faster than walking. And
It's not as fast as running. Well, we
you're
know
right.
that.
And it is less tiring than running. I guess you're probably expending like still proportionate amount of energy. Like it's more energy than walking though.
Yeah, but not as much as running, which
Right.
is his point. It's a nice
So
middle
it's when
ground,
you
I think.
you have to get somewhere pretty soon, but not urgently.
Yeah, and you don't want to show up all panting and out of breath.
Right. You want to just skip in.
Yeah.
Seem like
It didn't last more than a few weeks that summer because it was like, oh, we can turn the table on the dirtbag family now. We can start mocking them openly.
the whole family did it?
No, we did it to the whole family.
Oh,
you were like,
I
we
see.
were like, your youngest has brought shame upon your
He
clan.
skips wherever he goes.
Yeah, that's not cool.
Yeah.
I like to walk around hunched over with my backpack on one shoulder.
Yeah, it will give me back problems for the rest of my life.
There was a time in 5th grade where I remember it was cool to, and this is the goddamn 90s, Tom. This was the grunge era where it was cool to just walk around looking at the floor the whole time.
that wasn't a thing.
It wasn't cool to look up.
No, that's what, Tim. You got bad sources on.
I was there, Tom.
I was there too. I don't know.
Myself and my peers. No, you were in
Who
6th
told you
grade at the
this?
time. Oh, I'll name names off mic. But it wasn't just me. Everybody was doing it, Tom. It was what the cool kids did. That, and when you're playing basketball, stick your tongue out like Michael Jordan. That was another cool
well,
thing.
that's still cool.
Yeah.
He couldn't help that though, Michael Jordan.
I don't know.
I think it was just
Yeah,
something he did.
I guess because if it was an affectation, I feel like they would have merchandised it.
Yeah.
Why didn't they have like tongue stuff? Were they afraid Gene Simmons would
Yeah,
have the
come in
trademark?
back.
That's or the Rolling Stones.
Yeah. I mean, they used it in commercials.
What?
Like they like I remember there was like a Gatorade commercial that showed him doing a bunch of slam dunks and
lapping up Gatorade with his tongue out of
No.
a dog bowl.
no, but he had his tongue hanging out in every one, and it was like, I don't know. I don't think they made a point about it. Like, look at that thirsty tongue. I think it was just,
Look at this thirsty man.
it was just, this is, be like Mike, right? That was the thing. Be like Mike, stick your tongue out. So there
No,
you
it's
go.
be like Mike.
Slam
Drink
dunk.
Gatorade.
Slam dunk a basketball. But I think I think he didn't merchandise it because it was like, no, I'm sure it's probably pitched to him. He's like, no, I'm going to go with slam dunking a basketball. That's a lot cooler.
The man who can fly.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's a cooler marketing than the man who sticks his tongue out.
Well, yeah, but I feel
One
like
is certainly a lot more impressive.
use all parts of the buffalo is what I say, Tom.
If not relatable, it's certainly not as relatable.
What?
Flying. I've never been able to fly.
Yeah, I've never been able to fly either.
Or slam dunk a basketball on a regulation rim.
I can slam dunk
Not
a basketball.
on a regulation
Yeah, I
rim.
can.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can.
Tim, you can't slam dunk a basketball.
Tom, if
Tim, I've seen you. You don't have ups.
I've always just wanted ups.
Who doesn't want ups?
Yeah. Do you think those surgeries work?
What? The jumping surgery?
Yeah.
That's a thing? I know there are calf implants.
No, they take what is that? The tendons in your calf or behind your calf.
Tim, are you thinking of Little Big League again?
What's a Little
or
Big
not Little Big League? What's the name of the movie?
Rookie of the Year.
Rookie of the Year.
Available on Disney Plus.
Is that what you're thinking of?
No.
This is a different surgery.
They take your tendons or something.
Yeah.
That are in your leg.
And tighten them up.
They snip out part of it and reattach them.
Oh god.
And then it's like spring loaded.
Yeah, but then can you like probably not straighten your legs out all the way or something?
Who cares?
Who cares? Or is it one of those things where afterwards you find out like, well, you won't be walking anymore. You'll be skipping everywhere.
Tom, big news this week. Big news it
was last week.
Out of the Mouse House.
The House of Mouse.
The House of Mouse. If you work for a publication and you're like, I'm writing this hard-hitting business article, there's this news article, and it's going to be about this corporation and a new product launch. What should I refer to them as? The House of Mouse seems appropriate.
Well, it would be weird if nobody had ever called them that before, but that's a nickname everybody... If you called, New York City the Big Apple, people would be like, what the hell are you talking about? A giant apple?
But they also don't write in, articles like... Oh, this week Jeffrey Epstein was found dead in the Big Apple. They say in his New York City
but
jail cell.
They're also not reporting on a death. They're reporting on a new product launch. It's fine.
But it's a serious.
It's not that serious.
But if it's a business publication, Tom, it's about finances and stuff.
Yeah. So what? You think some businessman sitting in first class reading the news? Well, enough with it. Get on to the point.
Yeah. Well.
Time is money.
When you read an article about the biggest tours, like the most profitable tours, they're not like the Material Mom does it again.
Yeah, they do actually.
Yeah, they shouldn't.
Or they'll say Mick Jagger and the boys are at it again.
Yeah, but that's Mick Jagger and his sons. The Rolling Stones are all his sons, right?
Oh, God, I hope not. They look like hell if they are.
That would mean Mick Jagger's like 600 years old.
Yeah.
Do you think all the Rolling Stones' dads are 600 years old?
Are still with us.
Yeah, do you think they come to the concerts ever?
I'm very proud of their boys.
Yeah. Keith Richards, are we pro or con Keith Richards on the podcast?
I'm fine with them. I'm not pro or I'm neutral. Neutral towards
We need to start taking more unequivocal stances on this show. But Keith Richards isn't where we'll start.
I remember that story where he got hit in the head with a coconut. I thought that was pretty funny.
Yeah. Anybody getting hit in the head with a coconut.
Exactly. One time Hitler got hit in the head with a coconut.
And you're like,
that goof.
Nobody's 100% bad. Disney Plus, The House of Mouse, The Mouse House, The Mouse in Chief.
The house that Mouse built.
Is Mickey Mouse still the CEO?
I think so.
Yeah. No, it's the doof that wrote a book.
Todd Iger.
Bob Iger.
Oh, right.
Todd Iger. Did you really think it was Todd?
No.
It's a very informative show we're doing today. Bob Iger.
Yeah.
The Mouse in Chief. Is he a mouse or is he a human man?
He's a human man. But he knows.
So they didn't keep the company in the family.
No, but his board is stacked with mice.
My board is stacked with mice. My baseboards in my apartment.
Good one. My board is stacked with cheese. It's a cheese board.
The baseboard is where that the mouse hole is.
Yeah, Tim is. You can't see it, but he's doing the
universal sign.
The universal sign of a mouse archway.
Yes. They launched Disney Plus. It's a streaming. Tom, it's the House of Mouse's entrance into the streaming wars.
Yeah, I mean it's like when the United States joined World War II. It's that level.
Yeah.
of like, now another big gun's coming in, and that big gun is Disney.
Yeah.
Because I feel like they're talking about a lot of the streaming war stuff, and a lot of these are like, yeah, okay, that's like another competitor in the streaming wars or whatever, but like that's not going to work, Quibi.
Don't sleep on Quibi, Tom.
What is Quibi? Can you explain Quibi to me, since we're talking streaming?
Quibi was started by the guy Geffen and
Katzenberg. Yeah.
Allies. Did you ever read the book Disney War, Tom? I really want to do Disney month on the Complete Guide to Everything. I have a lot of knowledge about the boardroom machinations at the House of Mouse that I'd like to talk about.
Well, unfortunately, you spent the first 10 minutes talking about having a pep in your step because it's cold outside, so we simply don't have time this month.
Okay. Well, yeah, Katzenberg is like, I know what kids want. They want to watch content. We'll call it content.
Yeah.
It's only going to be on mobile devices. You can't watch this on a TV, Gramps. Hey, why don't you go ahead right now, take a ball-peen hammer, smash the crap out of your television. Yeah, you're not going to need that thing anymore.
And once you're done with that, turn it on yourself.
Yeah, if you're not going to subscribe to Quibi. Yeah. Just start bashing your skull in.
So Quibi is like a streaming service. It's going to be like a mobile-only... Like... It sounds like one of those streaming services.
Sounds like lost mobisodes to me.
Well, I was going to say, it sounds like one of those mobile services like Verizon's Go 90, where it's like, and with your subscription, you get exclusive access to our premium subscription video, where it's like, oh, it's an app that's you can't uninstall from your phone that you don't want and that you're never going to look at.
But Tom, they're going to be short form. They're only going to be a few minutes long.
And that's insane. That's such old thinking. It was like 10 years ago, people thought, people like bite size.
Everybody's going to be watching snackable quibs on their Quibi devices in 2020, and you're going to eat your words.
Yeah, and it's just not true. People like longer things. One of the bane of people's existence in modern day is finding something else to watch. So if you got something that's long, then that amount of time, however long that is, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, that's 20 minutes you can go without having to think about what you want to watch.
Tom, I think you're wrong. I think you're out of touch with Gen Z and young millennials, and they don't want to... You send me a 20-minute YouTube video, I'm not watching that. Not all of us are like you, sitting around hours a day watching Joe Rogan videos on YouTube.
I'm not watching Joe Rogan.
Now to learn more about the intellectual dark web.
There's highlights videos, and even those are 10 to 15 minutes long.
Let me take my stack vitamins and various protein shakes and tinctures.
Yeah.
And sit back and learn about the intellectual dark web.
Well, I'm going to sit back and wait until my muscles grow, and then I'm going to beat the shit out of you.
So that's Quibi. But we're talking about Disney Plus, Tom, and there's 5 pillars to Disney Plus.
Uh-huh.
There's
the legislative.
Tom, you know that's not true.
Okay.
Disney is one.
Well,
one of the pillars. Well, it's Disney plus other stuff. It's Disney plus 4 other things.
Oh, okay. That's what the plus means.
Yeah.
Oh, that actually kind of makes sense.
Yeah, I know. That's
I
how I
assume
devised
it's
it.
like everything's plus nowadays.
Everything's extra, right?
What?
Like the kids say.
Oh,
extra.
you're being extra.
You're being extra what? And then they say, oh, how quickly
they
did
say what? Oh.
I was gonna say okay boomer, but I think that's already dead, right?
Absolutely.
I didn't even learn about okay boomer. That's how old I am. I didn't learn about okay boomer until they wrote about it in the New York Times, and I was like, well, surely I missed this by 8 months.
Yeah,
surely no young person has said this in the past calendar year.
Yeah. There is no way that any teen worth their salt is still out there.
Yeah. Once the old gray lady found out about it.
Yeah.
Once the gray lady says something, that old gray lady. Hey, kids, at the next meeting, let's retire that. Let's take that out of the vernacular. Looking
forward to their piece next month on how kids nowadays are saying, "What's up?"
I like that they're going, Bud. Wise. Yeah, those kids, they love those Budweiser frogs. They got the screensavers on their computers and everything.
So Disney Plus is Disney Plus. What are the other pillars?
Disney's number one. Number two.
Disney Plus Disney.
No.
Oh, I'm thinking of Disney Squared.
Pixar.
Right.
Computer movies. The Marvel. Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
And what I like to call Nat Geo.
National Geographic.
What you dumbass okay boomers might know as National Geographic. In my day, we called it National Geographic. We didn't abbreviate things in cool ways like you young folk.
Yeah. In my day, you would read National Geographic, and it would be Dr. Livingston, I presume. And it would tell the story of the man finding Dr. Livingston in the jungle.
Yeah, every month. I think that's still what the National Geographic magazine is.
Oh, probably.
Yeah.
And sometimes there's a picture of a naked person in there.
Yeah. It was the only thing besides the pinups. They loved their pinups back in the day.
Yeah, I mean, they didn't have, the internet.
Horse
or even
girls,
HBO.
Tom.
Not Horse Girls. Horse Girls is not that, Tim. You're showing your age that you don't know what Horse Girls are, and you just think everything's disgusting.
Yeah, I do think everything I don't understand is disgusting, and I realize that doesn't bode well for me being a functional member of society. But I'm willing to just take myself out of it.
Dismiss everything.
Yeah, it's fine. It's not for me. Horse Girls, not for me.
Rap music, disgusting. More like crap music.
Hey, they ought to not even call it music. They also have, Tom, on Disney Plus, two things that don't get their own vertical.
Okay.
The Simpsons.
Yes.
And the Muppets.
Right.
I get the Muppets are part of Disney. The Simpsons, though, they were acquired when Disney bought Fox.
Yeah.
Which...
I will say, though, that I've seen, at least on, like, buses in the city, them using The Simpsons to advertise Disney
Yeah,
Plus.
of course,
so,
but give them their own vertical. Nat Geo gets a vertical, but The Simpsons don't get a vertical?
I think The Simpsons doesn't get a vertical because The Simpsons is still one TV show, though.
Yeah, and a movie.
And one movie.
You know what I learned about The Simpsons and the Muppets?
Where everything else is movies and TV shows, which I'll give you Muppets would be, but I think Muppets right now aren't. You know what? Tell me what you learn about the Muppets, and I'll say what I think.
I love The Simpsons.
Mm-hmm.
I love the Muppets. They both actually have quite a great deal of content. Only a sliver of it is really any good at all.
For both of those properties, yeah.
And where the hell are the dang Muppet Show seasons?
They probably don't have the rights back or something.
Yeah. They were releasing DVD. Disney released some DVDs of the first couple seasons back in the day, like 2007.
They might see some of these rights are very complicated, though.
Yeah,
where like they might not have the streaming rights. They might have sold those to somebody else 5 years ago, not thinking about Disney Plus.
It also seems to me like, hey, Disney, just take that stuff. Nobody's gonna prosecute you. Nobody.
No court in the world would.
No, the Disney, they change. They're constantly changing U.S. copyright law to accommodate Disney so that Disney's characters can't fall into the public domain. That's something that's just ongoing.
Yeah.
You're saying some German holding company that owns the streaming rights to seasons 3 and 4 of The Muppet Show are going to come in and courts are going to be like, yeah, we side with you, not the conglomerate that spends $1 billion lobbying me every year.
I mean, I think they would still they have to have some. If there's a contract, then it's hard for them to And I also think that there aren't enough people out there holding off on subscribing to Disney Plus because they don't have the Muppet Show. That it's worth them opening themselves up to a lawsuit.
Stop scoffing at the Muppet Show.
I was gonna say, I think one of the reasons
they got a frog to talk and a pig to dance.
I think one of the reasons why they don't have the Muppets in their own vertical, if they don't have like the Muppet Show, if they don't have a bunch of stuff, that's one. Yeah. But I think also in making a Muppet vertical, they would have to make some tough choices on what they consider Muppets and what they don't consider Muppets.
What do you mean?
So Sesame Street, is Sesame Street Muppets?
Sesame Street is not Muppets. Sesame Street is owned by the Children's Television Workshop. Disney did not buy that in the Muppets deal.
So there you go.
So no, that decision has been made.
Is Dark Crystal Muppets?
It's Henson,
right.
But no, it's not Muppets.
See, that's why I think you would need to make a Henson vertical more than a Muppets vertical.
Okay.
A Henson vertical I could see. But again, I just don't think it would drive. They're not going to do it because it's not going to drive. I mean, National Geographic isn't either, but I'm sure they put that up there because it's like, it's the vegetables with your delicious ice cream, and get some parents to be like, there's educational content. I'll give them the money.
Okay.
That's my thoughts on the verticals. I was supposed to get a free subscription to Disney Plus.
This is the first section.
Okay.
Let's hear our gripes about Disney Plus. Two men who subscribe to the free trial week.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if you'll continue your subscription.
I've already canceled it, but I'll probably sign back up.
Yeah, same with me. But Disney Plus gripes.
Yeah. I was led to believe that I was going to get a free subscription because I subscribe to Verizon Fios for my home internet. Then everything launches. I'm like, great, let me go to the page to get my free Disney Plus. No, it's if you have Verizon Wireless, you get a free subscription. Mm-hmm. And if you sign up for Fios, they'll give you a subscription, not if you already have it.
Who's the CEO of Verizon?
I don't know, but she is a real jerk.
This is somebody that we can take a very clear stand on. Hans Vestberg.
Well, yeah, he's probably holding on to those Muppet streaming rights, too.
Yeah, Hans Vestberg.
You'll never get them.
We're against you.
Yeah.
We're starting to take a stand on people, and guess what? You're on the wrong side of Complete Guide.
Yeah, you better not cross us, pal.
You're in the Complete Guide boneyard.
Unless you've got, like a promo code you can send me for a free year of Disney Plus.
Yeah, Hans Vestberg.
That's the only way you're getting off the list.
We're calling on you. Do some good in the world. Send Tom a promo code for Disney Plus.
Yeah, that's the only way you're getting off the list. Otherwise, you'll die on that list, pal.
Yeah,
you'll never come off.
Oh, wait, hold on. The chairman is Lowell C. McAdam.
Oh, Lowell C. McAdam. Boy.
No. Lowell is
it's not Lowell from Wings.
Oh, okay. Just making sure. I don't know, let me see a picture. No, it's Lowell from Wings.
Oh.
It's Thomas Hayden Church.
Oh, all right.
Playing a character.
You're all right then. Playing a character in the boardroom.
Yeah. He's a very versatile actor. People don't realize. He plays more than just a dumb guy. He was in Sideways, for Christ's sakes.
It's true. Yeah, that's actually like my only gripe. I didn't have any problem. I signed up on the first day. I didn't have any problems signing up. I know other people did. But even that, people were like flipping out. And it's literally 10 million people were trying to sign up. And I saw, I follow a lot of tech news articles of like, oh, they got owned because the head of the streaming tech or whatever said in August that they were ready, and oops, total fail. Looks like you weren't ready. It's like, well, they got 10 million people signing up on one day. It's fine. Things just aren't built for that.
And also, if you're getting this angry that you're not able to
give them money,
sign up or do whatever, like, you're gonna be back in a week or in 2 days when it's all taken care of.
I mean, I didn't see any problems, but that was probably because, I wasn't trying to sign up at midnight. When I got home later the day it launched, I went, let me sign in. Let me get that free trial. And, free trial. Okay, let me watch a show. And everything worked because, because
the sun shines on Tom.
Yeah.
God's favorite boy, Tommy Reynolds.
If I was God's favorite boy, I would have gotten that free year or whatever of Disney Plus. I don't think it was even a year. It might have been a year. I thought it was just forever. No, I think it was for a year.
Okay. I don't think it's forever because they're going to jack up the price at some point.
Yeah.
My one gripe,
Mm-hmm.
Tom, they have a lot of content. A lot of it aired on television years ago.
Maybe you've heard of it.
When we had 4:3 TVs,
Oh, yeah.
the aspect ratio,
Mm-hmm.
and there were a lot of complaints. And hey, listen, Bob Iger,
specifically with The Simpsons, because they essentially just zoomed in so it would fill the screen.
And then 1,000 articles were written showing how that one Duff beer joke got ruined by this.
Yeah.
But hey, if you're listening, Bob Iger,
I saw one that
Disney.
the one of Big Butt Skinner also kind of got ruined.
Oh, really?
The like hot air balloon, because you kind of couldn't tell it was his butt.
Yeah.
You kind of could though. You could.
Anybody
infer.
watching that knows all the jokes. Anybody that's like, well, I signed up for this and I'm immediately going to watch the first 6 seasons of The Simpsons. It's like, yeah, you know all the jokes in the first 6 seasons of The Simpsons.
I predicted, I was on Reddit the other day and somebody posted this amazing video of Aurora Borealis. And I knew before I even clicked on it, the first comment is going to be Aurora Borealis at this time of year in this location.
Yep, it happens. But Tom,
local to your kitchen.
Bob Iger, fix The Simpsons when you get around to it.
Yeah,
but
after you give me the code,
and after you fix the Goof Troop aspect, they did the same thing to Goof Troop.
Yeah, who cares?
Goofy, his son Max. Max's skateboard. Sometimes you can't even see Max's skateboard when he's skateboarding down the street.
Do you think once Max goes through puberty, his voice will change to Goofy's? He sounds normal, but do you think when he goes through puberty, he'll be like, well, I've gone through puberty now?
Yeah, he's like, hey, Dad, how's it going? And that's why
I'm starting to pay attention to girls.
Yeah, that's why...
I have strange feelings in my private...
Tom, now I know you have a lot of things to say about the content on Disney Plus.
Uh-huh.
Now that we got our gripes out of our way. Out of our way. Yeah, push these gripes out of our way.
And push those grapes our way.
I don't want this to turn into you talking about Marvel for a half hour.
Okay.
So there's the 5 sections.
Uh-huh.
We're going to limit we're going to talk about each section, but we're going to limit it to 4 minutes each.
Okay.
All right?
Yeah.
We can go in any order you'd like.
Let's start with National Geographic.
National Geographic.
Okay.
The timer starts now. Oh, it doesn't make a sound when you turn it on. Oh, no, I'm wasting time. National Geographic, Tom.
I yield my time to Marvel.
You can't do that. When I'm done saying my piece about National Geographic, Nat Geo, maybe then the floor opens to you.
Okay.
The World According to Jeff Goldblum, Tom. That's the flagship program that they have.
Mm-hmm.
Have you watched any of this?
I haven't watched any of it.
The other big thing...
I think Jeff Goldblum's a little overexposed right now.
Agreed. Gordon Ramsay, Uncharted.
But that's an old show.
Right, but it's kind of the two things that come up first. When
yeah, because I did see that. I was like, oh, they got a new, and then I was like, 2018. Ugh,
here's
stale.
The thing also. Look, they seem like, okay, National Geographic has a long, storied history,
mm-hmm.
and they're leading on the family-friendly streaming platform, because that's the whole thing about Disney Plus, right?
It's
Nothing
for
above
everybody.
PG-13 on this
Right.
thing.
Yeah. No R-rated things are going to be on Disney Plus.
And then they got the two people in the public eye who are most likely to get accused of some sort of sexual impropriety within the next year or so.
Both these guys are just waiting to get canceled.
Yeah, they're just like, okay, let's put them front and center.
Yeah, let's put all of our chips in that
yeah,
basket.
So I don't think that's a great idea. They do have, Tom, lots of dog content.
Oh, okay.
They got the dog whisperer, Caesar Milan.
Yeah.
Talk about another guy that might get
might get canceled for something.
Yeah, world's greatest dogs. That sounds like I'll check that out. How dogs got their shapes? What do you think that means?
That's like an exercise show.
I don't know. It sounds perverted to me. And then
I think that's probably like because dogs are in all shapes and sizes, and they were bred that way intentionally for different purposes. That's probably what it's about. It's probably pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Like I know some of that stuff about my dog Ginger, and like I had a Westie growing up, and I knew like some of those things.
Do you do the same type of research into horse girls and how they've gotten their shape?
No, because the thing about horse girls, and now, are you talking to horse girls or the girls who run like horses? You got to start separating the two.
Well, I'm going on what you said earlier.
Because the girls who run like horses, Tim, their shape works against them because they're not meant to run on all fours.
Right.
But they've found a way. Yes.
National Geographic.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, but I don't think. I think this is boring. I think they should replace it with a Muppets vertical.
They should do a special on how the Hulk got his powers on National Geographic. That's science. It's scientific.
But that, Tom,
about gamma radiation and how it affects the human body.
Tom, I gotta remind you, this is the National Geographic portion of the show, not the.
They could also do it on the super soldier serum that Steve Rogers was given to become Captain
Ooh,
America.
what about Dr. Oakley, Yukon vet?
What about Doctor Strange, master
how he
of
got
the
his powers?
dark arts, sorcerer supreme?
How do we feel? And we should say this. Oh wait, how do we feel? Where do we come down on Gordon Ramsay?
What do you mean?
We're taking a stand.
Oh, I like him. I mean, I wouldn't ever want to like deal with him in any way, but I like him.
This show,
he's fun to watch.
Okay, that's the end of the National Geographic portion.
Okay. What a magical sounding alarm.
Thank you. There's no good on can you do you Ooh, this is pretty good. Okay. Get Tim Cook on the line. Get him to have like meh, meh, meh.
You need to have a buzzer used to indicate that time is up for a segment on podcasts.
Yeah, okay. National Geographic, done. What's next, Tom?
Let's talk about Pixar.
Pixar computer movies starting now.
Oh, why are you doing this? I don't like the timer segment.
Why?
Because
it'll keep us focused. It'll give us enough time to solve a problem at the end.
Okay. Pixar. The only thing I've watched of Pixar, and I recommend it to you very highly, I know you also enjoyed it, is there are only, as far as I'm aware, original Pixar series on Disney Plus. Forky Ask a Question.
Yeah. Okay, it's time for Disney Plus Pixar gripe.
All right.
They don't have them on like a series page.
What do you mean?
Each one is
so they don't have
listed
like Toy
as its
Story,
own.
the series.
No, it doesn't even have. It's Forky asks a question. What is money? Right,
yeah.
And then if you click on that, you can watch that one, and then you can't see another one.
I think that's only one.
Nah,
though.
there's another one. What is a friend?
It.
And that's and it's like they're two separate movies or something.
I would like to know what is a friend.
It's not as good. It's very clear that they just got Tony Hale and Cliff Clavin
for an
to
afternoon.
Do these. Yeah,
probably not even, probably for an hour.
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah,
Cliff Clavin, I think, he'll do anything you want.
Yeah, he is. That guy just loves to talk people's ears off.
Yeah,
They
do you
probably
think
have
he's
to-
like that in real
They
life?
probably had to do a lot of work editing it down of him just telling random anecdotes about historical trivia and stuff. Man, one of my goals in life, and I'll tell you, I don't think I'm going to reach it, is to become like a famous enough movie star that I can do voices in like an animated movie.
You want to become a famous, you want to like get an acting career and then
And,
do
like,
really well so you can
yeah.
make a lot of money for
Become
not doing anything.
Yeah, become a household name, which is going to take a lot of work,
Yeah.
a lot of luck, and just so that I can have the kind of career where when, some dumb like Madagascar 4 or whatever gets announced, it's like, and Tom Reynolds as the cockatiel.
Yeah.
And I come in for, an afternoon. And I'm just like, what? No, you can't do that.
This is great.
And then they put me in the trailer, and then I get points on the back end.
Tom Reynolds and Tom Reynolds. That's how I want to have a movie career get big enough that I can play multiple roles.
Well, it's twice as much work. But other than that, I realized that like I have not seen a Pixar movie in years. I got to catch up.
Yeah, this made me question whether or not yeah, you know what? Toy Story 4, great movie.
I never
Coco,
saw.
great movie.
Yeah, I never saw Coco. Never saw Toy Story 3 or 4.
Inside Out, great movie.
Never saw it.
Well, you're missing out.
Oh, I think the last one I saw was Wreck-It Ralph, and I liked it.
That's not a Pixar movie.
Oh, okay.
That's a Disney movie.
But I'd like to see Wreck-It Ralph 2. Ralph Breaks the Internet.
Oh, is that on Disney Plus?
Probably. Oh, maybe not. Maybe
A
it's
lot
on.
of the newer stuff is.
Yeah, it might be on Netflix or something still.
Yeah. Do you think it sucks that John Lasseter is such a creep
Yeah.
and they have to pretend like he didn't really do much at Pixar, even though it was pretty much all him?
Yeah, he got fired, right? Or he left or whatever. It was like one of
Yeah,
those, like,
it was,
he resigned.
A bunch of rich guys just nodded at each other and were like, okay, we have an understanding. We're still going to pay you lots and lots of money, but we have to
Yeah,
write
you'll
this
still get
press
royalties
release.
and everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, you gotta just go be a rich guy somewhere now.
Yeah. Well, Tom, I was reading a book about movies recently, and I think your plan is not going to work out.
Oh, it's my plan to become a...
Yeah. Oh, that's it.
I
Sorry.
know. What people can't see at home is that you're putting the phone like right up to your face so it can be... So the microphone can pick it up like a full 2 minutes before it starts going off.
Because my screen keeps
Going to sleep?
going to sleep, and so I can't see when it's going to go off.
Okay.
I'm reading this book about movies in 1999. It has the worst book title ever, so I'm not going to say it.
Well, that's rude.
What? It's called Best Movie Year Ever, but
Oh,
with
okay.
periods between everything.
Mm.
Yeah, but it's good. But all of the stars, even the ones that seemed older when we were kids,
Yeah.
they were like, how old do you think Brad Pitt was in Fight Club?
I'm going to guess he was 34.
33.
Okay.
But Ed Norton was like 28.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I could kind of see that. He looked pretty young in that movie.
Yeah. But at the time, I thought it was like, oh, these guys are so old, they're probably going to die soon. What's next, Tom? We got Disney, Marvel, or Star Wars?
You thought they were going to die soon?
Yeah, from all that fighting.
Oh, I see. Disney.
Disney. I don't have to hold it up to the microphone to start it.
Just put the goddamn phone down. You don't have to put the alarm up. You can say, oh, the time's up.
But how will people know?
Or you can wait until it starts ringing and then put it up to the microphone.
Yeah, I didn't know if it stopped
It'll
ringing.
take an extra half a second. It'll be fine. Disney. Let's start with the OG Steamboat Willie.
They've opened the vault.
Yeah, and take it.
No more
let's take
Disney
it out,
Vault.
old Steamboat Willie.
All your favorites are there. Steamboat Willie.
Yeah.
The Little Mermaid 2, Return to the Sea.
They have all those like VHS sequels that they put out.
Halloween Town 2, Calabar's Revenge.
What the hell was Halloween Town 1?
You can find out.
I remember even as a kid when things like Little Mermaid 2 came out and stuff, watching it being like, this doesn't look as good.
Yeah.
Like this has half the frame rate of the last movie. And I can still see like pencil marks and stuff.
Yeah, those movies were bad.
No.
They took out some of the racist stuff in the old stuff, but not all of it.
Yeah.
And they have this disclaimer that it's
it's like hidden away kind of.
I saw Dumbo pretty front and center there.
Oh, yeah, I think that's like one of the rare, maybe not rare exceptions, but like it's actually in the video, right? Like you start the video and it says something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it says like it's outdated depictions. And it's like,
right.
So you're
We've
saying
come
it
up
was
with
right
all
at
new
the time.
slurs. Look, some of these stereotypes, they're outdated. There are new stereotypes.
Yeah. And
which using Disney magic, we will edit back. We will edit into these older films.
How would that work?
They would just use
so they take
artificial
out the
intelligence.
Siamese Cats song,
right,
in Lady and the Tramp.
And
they put in.
I don't know. Something.
Really putting you on the spot here, Tom.
I mean, I don't know.
There's no good answer to this question. All right, Tom.
Mm-hmm.
What's your favorite Disney movie? And would you let's keep it to animated films? And would you ever sit down and watch it?
No, I mean that's what I'm thinking. It would probably be Peter Pan, and I don't think I'd like. I mean, maybe if I was like watching it with like a little kid or something,
so you can teach them how to
fly. Staple their the shadow back onto them in case it comes off.
I forgot about that part.
Yeah. I think that's only in the play that they staple it.
Yeah.
Or the musical. Yeah, that was probably my favorite one growing up. I like
because all the Native American stuff.
No, just because it was like, kids flying. I wanted to fly like Mike.
Yeah. Peter Pan kept his tongue in his mouth.
Yeah. I mean, when you're a kid, you don't. I mean, that's what's bad about those things, because it's like you don't know what racial stereotypes are and stuff. You're just like, look at this. That guy talks funny. And it's like, yeah, there's a lot of history why they made that guy talk funny.
You know what? I hope Disney Plus makes people realize. You know how people are all like concerned about their childhoods and stuff and things that they liked. I was raving to my wife about how great the movie Pete's Dragon, the 70s version is.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, watch. And I put on like they had like clips of it. Boy, Tom, that's not good at all. The things that I liked as a child were stupid. They were made for children.
Yeah. Oh, I had that experience with something on Disney Plus. I can't remember what it is now. But yeah, somewhere where I was like, I can't believe they have this. Let me settle in. I made it like 5 minutes before it's like,
it's like, I should watch stuff for grown-ups now. New things.
Yeah. Unfortunately, there's nothing else I can say. You can pull it away from the microphone. I get the point. I'll stop talking.
Thank you. What do we got left? We got Star Wars and Marvel.
Let's do Star Wars.
Okay.
So we leave enough time to talk about Marvel for a while.
The time starts now.
So Star Wars, the big thing everybody's talking about is The Mandalorian. And that is not a man named DeLorean, I'm saying. It's one word, The Mandalorian. Have you watched any of The Mandalorian yet?
I watched the first 20 minutes of the first episode.
And you got too bored?
And more like the
Mandalorian? I've watched the first 2 episodes now that have come out.
I think a mutual friend of ours tweeted that.
Oh, okay.
I forget
Well,
who.
then don't steal.
I know. That's why I stopped saying it halfway through.
I watched...
I only steal jokes from people I don't know.
I watched the first 2 episodes, and I thought they were great. I really liked it. I didn't find it boring at all. I know you said it was like too slow.
No, it's not that it's too slow. It's I realize I don't care for that universe.
See, I don't either. Like, I think what it is I've never been into Star Wars, but I've always kind of wanted to be into Star Wars.
Me
like,
too.
I feel
I'm
a little
trying
bit left
so hard.
out. But I feel like The Mandalorian is made for me. I like it. I'm like, all right, this is finally a Star Wars thing that I'm into because it's kind of like a Western. It's kind of like
what other Western do you like?
I like The Searchers. I like whatchamacallit, another John Wayne movie, True Grit. I like
you
those
didn't
kinds.
like True Grit.
Yeah, I like True Grit. That'll be the day.
How was that?
No, that was The Searchers. But like the John Ford movies.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody actually
Just because
likes
you
Western.
don't like something doesn't
No,
mean other people
It's
can't
not
like
that
it.
I don't think that you don't have the capacity to like them. I didn't think that you ever saw them.
Yeah, no, I've seen them.
But you're lying though.
So
look, it's just me and you here. You were lying about seeing all those westerns.
So
earlier,
I
right?
like westerns, and the Mandalorian.
What do you
is,
like? The loneliness?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, me too. I'm gonna get into westerns. I think.
now that you know it's cool to be into westerns.
No, now that I know that it's I've confirmed it's about loneliness.
And that's the Mandalorian is basically just space, like a space western so far, and I kind of like that. To say nothing of the fact that, spoiler alert, if you haven't seen the entire first episode, there's a baby Yoda on the show, and it's the most adorable thing you've ever seen in your life.
Tom, I just told you I haven't seen the whole episode.
Well, there's a baby Yoda, and Tim, get this: it's a Muppet. It's a Jim Henson creation puppet.
Well,
it's
I don't
not
think Jim Henson made it.
It's not special effects. I mean, sometimes it's probably special effects. Actually, even
a puppet is a special effect.
well,
Tom.
I mean, computer effect.
Mm-hmm.
But even when it's like a computer effect, even when it's like, oh well, it's in a pod flying after this thing, I still think it's like the puppet's composited onto it, and the puppet looks great.
I like that you're making a hand motion for a puppet, like
Yeah.
it's a sock puppet.
Yeah, it's not. I mean, it's like remote controlled. But it looks so realistic. It looks so cool. And like I was watching some of the clips of Yoda in the prequel movies when they CGI'd him. Yeah, it looks like dog shit. It looks so bad now. And the puppet, like you see it, even the old Star Wars, you're like, it's a puppet. But you forget that like 3 seconds after. And you're like, no, it's a thing. It's oh, hello. He's talking to Luke
Rolf.
Skywalker, and he's not talking to Rolf. That would be amazing if Rolf just showed up in one of the Star Wars movies.
In the cantina, just playing the piano.
Yeah, it was like way in the back. Only true Star Wars fans knew about it.
I watched Star Wars Episode 7, Tom. Can't talk about it.
It's too bad.
Yeah,
You watched it on Disney Plus?
I did. I had to watch it over 2 nights because I got bored the first night and turned it off. But I finished it.
Wow, what an accomplishment!
Because I'm determined to see Episode 9 in the theater.
Well, Tim,
I want to go to an event movie for once in my life.
Yeah, well, you missed out on freaking Mission Impossible.
I did.
I told you, hey, you should go see Mission Impossible in 4DX, and you were like, no.
No, I said yes, and they took it out of the 4DX theater.
Yeah,
so
because
quickly.
you gotta look, man. 4DX isn't around forever.
I know it's around for like 1 weekend.
Yeah, and then they got the next thing in there, the next hot property.
All right, we can either talk about Marvel or Dan in real life.
We'll talk about Marvel. Dan in real life is not a vertical,
but it's on Disney Plus. Hey, who's the star here? Steve Carell or the pancakes is my question. Right?
Mm-hmm. You gonna start the timer?
For Dan in real life or Marvel?
No, for Marvel.
Okay, for Marvel.
I
Starting.
thought you might have already started it and not told me.
All right. Yeah, I did start it. I already told you. But we're down to 3 minutes and 55 seconds.
So Marvel, first thing,
Disney bought the Marvel Cinematic Universe back in 2009, if I recall correctly.
No, that's when the Marvel movies started, but not when they bought the movies, I believe.
No, I believe Iron Man came out in 2007.
Yeah, but they weren't a Disney property yet. Marvel wasn't a Disney property yet.
No, that's what I'm saying. Disney bought the Marvel property in 2009?
No. Marvel Studios started, but Marvel Studios was not owned by Disney at the time.
Okay.
It was a few years later. I think the first
2012.
I think the first Avengers movie, which I think was 2012, was the first Disney distributed one. So they pulled off a surprise. Like it was like the day, because originally they were only going to launch with like a handful like of random Marvel movies, and then like the day before, they were like, we got them all. We got them all. They'll all be there tomorrow. Don't ask what we had to do. It was humiliating and disgusting.
Tom, I just want to say, Disney bought Marvel for $4 billion in 2009.
Okay. Well, it took a while for Disney to distribute the movies.
Well, I'm just saying. Right again.
So they
2 minutes and 35 seconds.
I think Iron Man came out in 2008, actually, the first Iron Man.
Okay.
So they got all the movies back. They had to put a sign up for Epic's subscription service on the Disney login page.
Was it? Yeah, okay.
Stars
or something?
Stars, that's what it is, in order to get the movies. But they did it.
Yeah, when I was signing up for Disney Plus, I was like, does Disney own Stars?
No,
I didn't think so.
It was because it was the way they got the rights back to those movies to stream them.
Yeah.
But there are no Disney shows coming to Disney Plus until 2021. So it's going to be a while.
They're playing the long game, Tom.
Yeah. But Falcon and Winter Soldier is coming.
Now that stars the Falcon.
And the Winter Soldier. Hawkeye. But it remains to be seen if Jeremy Renner will be canceled and if he'll be in there or not.
Why would Jeremy Renner
you don't know about this? He's having like a real messy divorce. And some very bad allegations have come out about him.
Oh. Are we, for some reason, we're anti-Jeremy Renner on this show?
Not for some reason. He stinks.
Does he?
Yeah.
Is it because he's like too ugly to be in movies?
Yeah, he's like a little...
I'm not a good-looking man,
no,
but I'm not
you're not trying to be in movies.
Yeah.
I think it's not even that he's trying, it's that he's somehow succeeding.
Yeah.
He's just one of those guys where it's like, does this guy just have blackmail on everybody? Like, I guess somebody has to be Jeremy Renner. Somebody has to just be like a somewhat generic-looking guy who's in things that nobody's like really into, but... like, he's harmless enough, I guess.
I remember the first time I learned that Jeremy Renner was Jeremy Renner in a movie. I was like, oh, that's Jeremy Renner? I don't like that guy. I've seen him in other things.
I mean, I'm a big fan of the Marvel movies. I don't think I learned what his name was until last year.
Yeah.
What If? Remember What If comics?
Yeah.
Well, they're making a TV show, an animated TV show, which sounds great because they're going to do an episode per movie, and it's going to be a what if X happened. So, for example, what if Peggy Carter took the super soldier serum instead of Steve Rogers and she became Captain Carter?
So it's going to be one
alternate
for
history type.
Iron Man 1 and one for Iron Man 2 and one for Iron Man 3.
Yes.
What about Iron Man 4?
There isn't one.
Trick question. There isn't one. Oh, sorry.
Well, you went over on Star Wars stuff.
Huh?
You went over on Star Wars stuff. Loki, WandaVision, She-Hulk. WandaVision.
What's WandaVision?
It's stars Wanda Maximoff, the Scarlet Witch, and Vision.
Okay.
Who's just Vision, or the Vision.
I know Vision.
She-Hulk, Moon Knight, and Miss Marvel. Those are the ones that have been announced so far.
How many shows is that in total?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8. I might be missing one or two.
Which one are you most excited for?
I think Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Okay.
And WandaVision.
Well, not What If. What If is the only one that
I'm excited for that.
You know what?
But it's a half-hour show.
Good. I'm a Quibi man. I like things shorter.
And it's animated. I mean, it's going to be great. I'm very excited about it. But it's shorter, it's animated, and it doesn't have anything to do with it does have something to do with the MCU, but it's like non-canon stories. I'm all about canon, baby.
Yeah.
Tell me what happened. Tell me that this counts for something.
But nothing counts for
But
anything.
it remains to be seen how, how integrate, like these are all going to be canon, these shows. But it'll be interesting to see if it's like, well, if you go in to see Doctor Strange 2, if you aren't a Disney Plus subscriber and watching the shows, or you're going to be completely fucking lost. Which I don't think Disney wants to do, but I think Disney's solution is like, well, we'll get around that by getting everyone on Earth to sign up for Disney Plus.
Yeah.
So that way nobody will have to worry about that. I mean, they put out a movie this summer that that was the culmination of 23 movies, and people, were able to go see without seeing all 23 movies. I think they'll be fine. That's my prediction. I think Marvel will be fine. I think Disney will be fine.
Great. If you like the show, you can be our friend on Facebook, I think.
Facebook.com/Complete Guide. You can follow us on Twitter at Complete Guide. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Tom Reynolds.
Follow me at Your Pal Tim.
Hey, why not check out our subreddit at r/TCGTE? Also, why not support the show, your old pals Tim and Tom, by checking out our sponsors. Thank you to our sponsors. Also checking out tcgt.com/Amazon for all your Amazon shopping, especially during the holidays. It's a great way to support the show without taking money out of your wallet. I mean, except for the things you're buying. And patreon.com/Complete Guide. I would argue the funnest way to support the show, because you get a weekly other podcast called Books the Podcast. This week, we're finishing up our series on Interview with the Vampire.
Sounds scary.
And it is. I've watched Interview with the Vampire starring Bradley Pitt and Thomas Cruise, and I'm going to tell Tim.
Thomas Maypother.
And tell Tim all about it. Patreon.com/Complete Guide is where you can find that.
Yeah. Tom?
Mm-hmm.
In terms of the streaming wars, everybody's talking about, all right, if you add up all these streaming platforms, it's going to cost you $90 a month.
Yeah, and it pisses me off because it's like, well, the difference is cable, when everybody, was cord cutting, it was because you had to pay $90 a month to get anything you wanted.
Right.
Yeah, if you sign up for all these things, it's going to be $90 a month. But guess what? You don't have to sign up for all these things.
Yeah, but there's one show on this one thing that I want to see. So fucking spend $5.99 1 month and watch it then, and then turn it off again.
Yeah, I mean, that's a huge thing about all these things is you can just cancel.
Remember when it's like, oh, we're getting HBO, so a man has to come to the house and do things.
A man has to come to the house, and we have to sign a contract saying we'll pay for HBO for the next 5 years or whatever.
Yeah, and then he's gonna do work at our house about it.
He's gonna install.
He's gonna open up the wall or something.
Yeah, he's gonna install equipment that we need to get this other channel.
So everybody just calm down.
Yeah, or why not make friends with people? So you can trade passwords.
Yeah.
That's what me and you do for some of these services.
The only reason this show's still going on.
Yeah. Hey, why don't you...
It's a password laundering.
Why don't... If Verizon doesn't come through for your old pal Tom with a code, why don't you DM him on Twitter with your Disney Plus account email and password and your credit card number in case it expires and you need to renew it.
In case you need to upgrade to that stars offer that
Disney
Plus is trying
what
to
if
make.
you want stars too and it seems like a pretty good deal?
Yeah.
And your pal Tom that you've given all your login information to, he's like, well, there's nothing I can do. I don't have this person's credit card number.
I think that's a good idea.
Yeah.
I endorse this. And I'll DM Tom your personal information.
Yeah, but I mean, all these, I forget what that breakdown of $90 a month include a bunch of dumb shit that's like, well, you're an idiot.
It's like, well, I need Shudder.
Yeah, it's like, oh, I need Shudder, I need Peacock, the NBC streaming service, I need Epix, I need Showtime, I need Stars, I need Disney Plus, I need Apple Plus, I need Hulu, I need Netflix.
We didn't even mention the Hulu bundle, Tom.
Yeah.
Oh, brother.
What is it? $13 a month? You get Hulu, ESPN Plus, which doesn't have anything you'd ever want to watch, and Disney Plus.
There's extra badminton coverage.
Yeah.
I feel like they were stupid to include ESPN Plus in that bundle because people are going to be like, well, where's the sport? Where's the stuff I like?
Yeah.
And they're just going to get angry, and they're going to feel like it was a bait and switch.
Yeah, they would have been better off saying, $10 a month or whatever, you get Hulu and Disney Plus.
I think they want to juice the numbers for ESPN Plus so they could get some advertisers on that or something.
Apparently, that makes a lot of sense, yeah. Although, is that one of those channels where it goes to commercial break and just shows a black screen that's like,
I think they
commercial.
want to take that black screen and sell their own ads over it, like different streaming ads.
I think it'll be interesting to see because now Disney owns Hulu outright.
Yeah.
And it sounds like they're going to be shuffling that up where like Hulu is going to be where R-rated things live.
Yeah, and like stuff that doesn't fit into that those 5 categories.
Yeah, they've already said
maybe they'll move Dan in real life over there.
Well, they've already said, for example, that like the Deadpool movies will be on Hulu. They
is that
because they're R-rated?
They don't want anyone who knows they're in a movie on Disney Plus because that could break the whole sensitive infrastructure.
I mean, they could burn down the server. But because those are R-rated, they're going to be on Hulu, and all of FX's stuff is going to be on Hulu now.
Yeah.
It's almost going to be like FX is going to be the
I think
prestige
Disney is
going to
try to commandeer the FX cable channel for something else.
What do you mean? And just put everything on Hulu? That would be...
Yeah, I think they're going to be like, hey, was John Landgraf? That's his name?
John Lennon. And
no, we're happy for him. I think they're gonna be like, yeah, you run like this Hulu channel now, and this cable channel that goes into 200 million homes. We're gonna make that Disney something. Or
I don't think so. I think they're all about like in 5 or 10 years saying, we're not going to be on cable at all anymore. We don't care about that. We just want, because that's what
maybe they'll just sell that. Maybe they're just like,
they could just sell it to Viacom or something. Because I was amazed that I was reading an analysis of, it's something.
The House of Mouse?
No, it's something crazy where it's like on average, Americans see it's like 1.14 movies a year. And they were just saying how even, all these Marvel and Star Wars and everything else movies, even if you go and see all of these, Disney will make so much more money just getting you to sign up and giving them $7 a month because they get all of that for the most part. They get all that $7. They have their own costs, obviously. Mm-hmm. But, you buy a movie ticket that's being split, and then you split with the theater and then split with other people and stuff, where Disney Plus ain't get everything. And I think that's why they're putting so much Marvel and Star Wars stuff, that they would be happy if people don't go to those, don't care about them putting out movies anymore and just sign up for Disney Plus.
Yeah. Oh, you could also see both versions of The Parent Trap on Disney Plus. And fuck Disney, they're a horrible company.
The Haley Mills and Lindsay Lohan versions?
Yep.
Oh, all right.
And sometimes they now bleed into each other.
Well, no, I don't want that. All right, we'll see you next week.
That was a HeadGum podcast.